raid of 2 people. That's amazing. Thank you, City Life. I appreciate it, dude. What's up, Laura? What's up, Never Hold Hands? What's up, Mr. C? What's up, Christian Grey? So unemployed. Lucky you, mate. I wonder what it's like to be unemployed and have money. I should ask my brother. How are we, guys? Can't wait for another Dougie Blackface stream. We're not going to do a Dougie Blackface stream today. I don't think we are. I don't think today is going to be the day. How are you, City Life? Good are you, man? The other 2 people watching Pancrase. Pancrase? That's still going? That's still a thing after all these years? Pancrase continues? Oh my god. Shout out to Pancrase. In 55 seconds, you're unemployed in 55 seconds, Nitro Gaming? That's weird. Never let consciousness stand between you and victory. That sounds like a very Pancrase thing to say, Mr. C. It truly does. What is up, Bilal's Good Eye? How are you, mate? What's up, dude? I prefer Digger, the Australian veterans term. Digger. I prefer that, mate. Let's go with that. If Oliveira fights Gamrot, then his retirement fight... if Oliveira fights Gamrot, that's his retirement fight. His knees will never recover. I don't think Oliveira is going to fight Gamrot. Oliveira is being a pussy. And we have video evidence of Oliveira being a pussy that we shall get to in today's very stream. How are you, Mitch? Good to see you, man. What's up, dude? How am I? I'm cooked, mate. I'm absolutely cooked. I'm doing a renovation this week. It's just me on the renovation of this massive, it's not a massive house, but it's one of those ones where I probably should have called in some Asians to give me a hand, but I'm doing it all on my own, and I'm a little bit tired, but we will press on. You know how it is. Yeah, Douglas, Pancrase has been around since you were a young... I know Pancrase has been around since I was a young whippersnapper. I just thought they were done with Pancrase. I thought it had gone the way of Pride and Valley Tudo and all that other great stuff from back in the day. You know what I'm saying, brother? I don't know, Pancrase was still going to this very day. Shout out to the Japanese. They really hold it down. When I saw Diego say that he was willing to step up, I was like, nah, man, featherweights have been bitching lightweights since the start of time. Yeah, I was, like, my initial thoughts to Diego... Let's begin the chill music. Oh! That's Dougie's Corner right there. That's classic Dougie's Corner right there, isn't it? And let me put on some of my own music in my ear holes for me to relax to so that my dyslexia calms down and I lose myself to the beat. What should we listen to? Some Kanye West. There we go. All right, I'm here. I'm ready, chat. I'm here, I'm with you, and I'm locked in, and I'm ready to stream. We got a new microphone. Everything's great. When I saw Diego say that he was willing to step up, I was like, nah, man, featherweights have been rich and lightweights since the start of time. Yeah. So I had the exact same feelings, Mitch, when I first heard Diego Lopez said that he was willing to step up. But the one thing that I was considering going in Charlie Oliveira's favor was that Diego Lopez has had to do yet another weight cut if he does step up. And I think that's too many weight cuts in too short of a time for him to be able to carry the power over. But the other fun side of the coin to that is that Charles Oliveira just got chinned. So it's an interesting one. Oliveira versus Diego Lopez is an interesting fight. I really do think so. Oliveira cries about nobody stepping up, but when Gamrot steps up, he's act like he's above fighting him. The sport sucks monkey dick. I completely agree. We're going to look at Charles Oliveira's interview. Charles Oliveira did an interview where he's bitching about having to fight Diego Lopez. Oliveira fans are in absolute shambles today. Twitter is saying Ruffy wants to fight Charles Oliveira. Interesting. I have not seen Ruffy put his hand up. Do you have any links to look forward to, Nitro Gaming? Can you put some links in the Discord or shoot me a link on my Instagram or tell me what to search in Twitter to bring it up? Shall I just do... Let's do Ruffy Oliveira and see what comes up, shall we? Let's do explore. Let's go Ruffy Oliveira and see what comes up, shall we, mate? Okay, we do. We have some breaking news, some upfront MMA. Mauricio Ruffy is replacing Rafael Fiziev at UFC Rio against Charles Oliveira. This is just some website. Yeah, just some... All right, yeah, all right. Nitro Gaming, you gotta watch this shit. These people, these Twitter accounts, they just make shit up. They do it all the time. They just make shit up all the time. He is not sourcing anyone. He's just said that he's going to step up and do it. He hasn't sourced anyone upfront MMA. He hasn't sourced anybody at all. And now everyone else is just quoting him. See, Bold Eye MMA, they're just quoting Upfront MMA. This is what happens. This is how Ruben Carter gets around. Ruffy would have to step up to restore the honor of the nerds. Yeah, this is just people talking about it. No, this is just Twitter. You're just falling for MMA Twitter, my brother. My brother, let me tell you something, brother. You're just falling for something. What's up, Pritchard's #1 fan? How are you? Are you sus pasture? You might know you've only been here for a month. Welcome, Pritchard's #1 fan. Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the channel. In honor of Prank Craze, tell us about the time you scored 2 hot Japanese tourists down in Ballarat. I will not tell you about that time. That is between me and those 2 wonderful young women. Just get some cheap Papua New Guinea workers to help you out, brother. I'm sure all that... okay, yes. No, they would absolutely help me out, but I'll do it on my own and I'll keep all the profits. I can get through this. Gamrot TKO's Oliveira. Gamrot is the most ducked fighter. Gamrot might be the most ducked fighter. Do we have a tier list brewing this afternoon? I think we do, Friendless Norseman. I'm very disappointed in Charles Oliveira. I really am. Top 5 fighters who you'd forgive for bitching out of fights. Who I'd forgive? Volk, JDM, Jack Jenkins, Cody Haddon, Robert Whittaker. They're the only ones. And I can't put my finger on why. Shared it in the Discord. Thank you, Nitro Gaming. I'll bring it up when I get down here. Thank you, dude. Man, Lopez took some massive shots versus Silva. But then again, Charles just got KO'd, so it's an interesting scrap. It is. It is a very interesting scrap if they do manage to swindle it that way. We'll see if it's true. Ruffy would get handled by Oliveira. I do think Ruffy would get handled by Oliveira, Mr. C. I completely agree with that. The Fighting Nerds' own website has it up. Does it really? Okay, awesome. That is good to see. Sorry, what I was seeing was just some bullshit. So I'm happy to be proven wrong about this. I just saw a thing about Tabtudo Abtudo. Him and his brother don't want their schedules to clash, so Ilya won't be fighting until his brother is not booked. We're going to see Ilya once a year, which sucks. What is fucking wrong with these pussy-ass fighters these days? Fight someone! Oh my god. I love BKFC. The UFC is for bitches. Uterus fighting culture. Fuck me. The UFC is for bitches. What is up, Cheddarhead? How are you, man? What's up, brother? How are you, Fight Talk Sports? I hope that you're well, dude. I hope that you're well. How did you enjoy your weekend, man? These people? I don't think Ruffy is medically cleared to fight. It's in Brazil, Friendless Norseman. Charles knows Gamrot could possibly beat him, so he's desperately avoiding him. It seems like... Plus, I bet he feels like he doesn't get much out of fighting Gamrot. No, he gets nothing out of fighting Gamrot, and he has to risk everything. It's brutal for him. How are you, Pritchard's #1 fan? Welcome to the channel. I hope that you're well, dude. Shared it in the Discord. There we go. Fuck, that's a good list. I know, right? Hey, but they're all Australian. They are all Australian. I know. I've swindled in all the Aussies. Thank you for putting in the Discord, Nitro Gaming. Yes, Upfront MMA. That was the one that I just... Thank you. Listen, I appreciate the effort. Thank you for putting it in the Discord. I really do. That is the source that I was talking about. Upfront MMA. But they haven't sourced anyone. They haven't sourced anybody Upfront MMA. So I feel like they've just made it up themselves. Nitro. That's a good list. That is a good list, isn't it? I know. That's not what I said, Dougie. I said the Fighting Nerds' own website. So it's... That's not what I said, Dougie. I said the Fighting Nerds own the website. Oh, the Fighting Nerds own Upfront MMA? Is that what you're saying, Friendless Norseman? Are you saying the Fighting Nerds own Upfront MMA? Upfront MMA betting. Parody. Entertainment and parody. Half-baked, half-based, pseudo-miss. Followed by crossover, home of the fight, and MMA going wild. Upfront MMA. I don't think they do own this website, brother. No, brother. I don't think they do, brother. I don't think the Fighting Nerds do all this website, brother. I mean, it literally says that it's a parody account as well. This account should not be trusted. And I don't think the Fighting Nerds are this guy. You're fucking with me. Alright, that's very good. Okay, never take anything the chat says. Seriously, Dougie, you should know this by now. You're an idiot. Ilya is being such a bitch too, holds back tremendously. Ilya is being, I know, right? Ilya is being such a bitch, holds you back tremendously from being a fan. It really does. It really does. Why are you attacking my family? I know, Cheddarhead, but all the fighters are pussies. Are they not all pussies these days? Like, what the fuck do you mean, Ilya Tapuria, you can't take a Gaethje fight because your brother is booked in to fight? You need to be that fucking locked in to fight Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimlich? What, you can't train with your brother at the same... You can't both go on a training camp and both fight in the same month? You can't have your brother fight on the undercard? They're fucking pussies now. Almost the same level of disappointment for Oliveira that I had Big H getting addicted to the bad H. That is true, Christian Grey. We are let down. That page should be as trusted just as much as we trust the small hats with our... Okay. Right, let's have a look. What's up, Eric? How are you, dude? The UFC should not have signed the other Tabtudo. They really should not have. How are you, Eric? Good to see you, man. All right, let's listen together. Let us listen together at Charles Oliveira being an absolute bitch and ducking Gamrot. Let us do it together, chat. Yes. Shut up, Charles. We'll bring in the audio now. All right, cool. I would never duck Gamrot. It wouldn't be you, mate. It wouldn't be you. Bros is untrustworthy as Crazy Kev. This is literally Crazy Kev, but it is this guy's own interview. Like, this is Charles Oliveira.
Cara que veio da trocação,
Let's have a listen.
Né, que defende umas quedas.
So let's put it this way, with 2 weeks going until the fight, I have to change. All right, so Charles is complaining. I was focused on a guy who's coming from a striking background.
Que é cara da trocação, né, que
a striker who defends takedowns.
Aí vamos pôr assim,
So let's
faltando
put it this way, with 2 weeks to go until the fight, I have to change my
2 semanas pra
whole
luta, me
game
muda
plan.
o jeito de lutar, a forma de lutar. Tudo isso
I'm reading this out because some people might just be listening to the live stream, guys, not just looking at the screen. All of that is very complicated, okay, says
Tudo
Charles
isso é muito
Oliveira.
complicado.
It's very, very complicated, says Charles Oliveira.
Então, assim,
Charles Oliveira. I don't
eu
want
não
to be
quero
taken
sair do
off the
card,
card.
eu pedi esse card, eu tô
I asked for
treinando
this
pra
card.
caraca pra
I've been
isso.
training like
Porém, na
crazy for it.
realidade,
But in reality,
temos que
you
entender.
have to
Vamos pôr, se
understand.
eles
If they offer me a guy that nobody knows, how am I supposed to fight a match like that? So now Charles is saying, nobody knows Gamrot. And Gamrot's a completely different style. Why would I possibly fight Gamrot?
me mandam cara que ninguém nem conhece, não sabe nem quem é, como que eu luto uma luta dessa?
E é o que você falou.
And like you said, Mateus Gamrot is the
É um Matheus
opposite
Gamrot da
style
vida,
of
é o
fighter,
oposto,
right?
né? Porque o
Says
Fiziev
this bloke. But Fiziev is a striker.
Completamente diferente do jogo.
Charles goes, they're completely different. Completely different. They're completely different, mate.
É um jogo bom pra mim,
It's a good matchup
porque
for me
vem
in a
fazendo a
sense
parte de
because he's a
wrestling, de
wrestler
grappling dele,
grappler.
porém completamente
But
do
it's
jogo
completely
que eu tô
different from the
treinando há
style I've
tipo
been
um mês,
training
2
for
meses.
for the last
É
month
muito
or
do
two.
entender, é muito do
It's about
jogar.
understanding the game planning. So Charles is using the switch up. You speak CTE? I do speak CTE. So Charles is using the switch up to duck and weave the Gamrot fight on last moment. Thanks for reading this up. You're welcome, I'm Extremely Asian. I know some people are just listening and they're not locked in on the screen. How are you? I'm Extremely Asian. It's good to see you, man. I hope that you are well. Let me put my music back on so I can get back into reading chats. Chat. All right, cool. Let me go. Bro is as untrustworthy as Crazy Kev. I mean, that literally was Crazy Kev that we were just pulling that from. Alexandre doesn't have the power. Alexandre doesn't have the power to KO him. Alexandre... I have no idea who you're talking about. Are we supposed to believe the subtitles? I mean, I guess so, chat ahead. I guess we are. I mean, we could go to Latera Vienta. We could go to that YouTube channel and we could get it converted into English ourselves if we wanted. Scamrot, read it back to back. I did read it back to back. I did, Christian Grey. Not good. Scamrot has better Wi-Fi than a former UFC champion. He literally does. What was wrong with the audio? It was the audio from old Varenta's stream. It wasn't very good. How are you, Simply Kudos? What's up, dude? Brazilian shitty-ass Wi-Fi. True. Best Wi-Fi in Brazil. The Brazilians have got nearly as good a Wi-Fi as the Australians have, by the looks of it. We both have absolutely dog shit Wi-Fi. What are you going to do? Oliveira using 3G mobile data. Yeah, Oliveira said anybody. Yeah, Oliveira says anybody, but only if they're another striker in the top 5 that's an actual name. So Oliveira might say anybody, but then when anybody steps up, Oliveira says, no, they're completely different style. They're different style. They're not trained for that. And who knows this Gamrot? No one knows this Gamrot. He looks scared of Gamrot. Oliveira is scared of Gamrot. Brazil got internet around the time Chael fought Nogueira back in the day. They've still got dial-up internet. Makhachev is cooked. I mean, he is against JDM for sure. I don't know. well, that's got to do with the conversation we're having here. But Makachev is absolutely cooked, Mitch. I agree with you on that. Wi-Fi only works in Brazil when you feed buses with carrot. He fed a bus a carrot. True story. No, this wasn't my computer that was cooking that Nitro Gaming. This was Charles Oliveira's shitty internet. The other guy is coming in crystal clear. It's Charles Oliveira's shitty internet. Bazak is a lock as well. Tapuria is getting slaughtered. The little Superior brother, he might be, dude. Brazil's they finally got dial-up. Finally, they're breaking out. Gamrot scared the number 1 and number 2 guy. Give him a title shot. That is a win in my book. I mean, holy shit, I completely forgot about that. This year, they did offer Arman Saruki in the Gamrot rematch, didn't they? To try and clear that up. And Arman Sarukian turned it down. So Gamrot has been putting his hand up to fight anybody, including Arman Sarukian again, including Charles Oliveira, and everyone is ducking Gamrot. And Nacho doesn't really believe in Gamrot that much, because Gamrot got beat by Dan Hooker, but that was a very, very close fight, the Gamrot Dan Hooker fight. And everyone is turning him down again. What's up, Ali? Charles versus Arman 2, 5 rounds book. We don't see Arman. Arman Sarukian hasn't said shit about stepping up on short notice. He hasn't said nothing, man. Thank you, Alex, for re-upping your membership, dude. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Keep Oliveira's name out of your goddamn mouth. Well, if Oliveira could actually step up and take the fight, K-Dot. But K-Dot, since you just got here, you just missed out. Yerp Raid. Oh, wonderful stuff. Welcome to the Yerp boys. I appreciate it. Help me. Thank you so much, dude. K-Dot, as we just watched together, there is an interview on Lerenta Varenta. Whatever fucking YouTube channel this is. Lerenta Varenta YouTube channel. Where Charles Oliveira is actively ducking Gamrot, saying that no one knows who Gamrot is, and Gamrot is a completely different style. It's not good, mate. It's not good. Massive raid from Yerp and from City Life Project. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are bloody legends. I like how all the rank squatters in lightweight pretend to like Gamrot is somebody. No joke. I like it. Jeremy Stevens, I like how all the rank squatters in lightweight pretend like Gamrot is some nobody. No joke. I like it. Jeremy Stevens, yeah, they're all like, who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Mate, it's fucking Gamrot, dude. He's rolling around the top of the division and no one wants to fight him. Raise your hand if you Googled boobs back in 2003 and waited 5 minutes for single grainy pictures to load up. Yeah, we were absolutely doing that. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't understand anything you said, sir. Non-jubilee voice, you know, sir. Head movement, sir. Head movement. Oh, my God, I'm pooing in reverse, sir. Well, it looked like his call was sponsored by It did look like it was sponsored by Aftershock. The worst computers in Melbourne. Custom-made computers. Aftershock. They're dog shit. Never buy one. Charles versus Chandler in 3. Book it. No, Chandler's back to waiting for Conor McGregor again. Chandler's gone back into his holding pattern, much like John Jones standing in the middle of the octagon. Yerp, Bosh, Yerp, Raid, Bosh. Arman and Charles won't fight Gamrot. Dan Hooker robbed him. It's justified for Scamrot to give him a title. It almost is justified to give Scamrot a title shot just by fucking default at this point. Just because nobody else wants to fight him, it's like you have to punish all the other lightweights by saying, fuck it, we're giving it to Gamrot, dude. If no Arman fight news by the end of the first week of October, then he's out till next year. If there's no Arman fight news by the end of the first week of October, then he's out till next year. Yeah, because they do like to have 2 months of advertising and marketing for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I could agree with that, Mitch. Sarukian was going to step in on short notice, but he threw his back out running his phone to tweet. Of course, mate. Of course. Massive raid from the Yerp boys. Please tell me that Oliveira versus Manuel Torres is fake. I think that is fake, Alex. Yes, I think that is fake. Chandler has got McNuggets in his sights. He does, mate. Gamrot is the people's champ. Gamrot, well, he's not my champ because I fucking hate Gamrot. But Gamrot might be the people's champ. One sec. All right, cool. The Yerp Tourers have arrived. We bloody love the Yerp Tourers. Everyone is ducking Gamrot. I don't know why. Hooker has no wrestling and Gamrot couldn't do shit. Even struggled with that tall, skinny guy. Even Moicano was able to wrestle and finish. I believe you mean Benil Dariush. Oh no, Beneil Dariush finished Moicano. Yes, this is true. This is true. I mean, it's not like Gamrot is unbeatable. He's just very fucking difficult. I really don't know why Charles is behaving this way. It is such a horrible look for the Charles Oliveira fans out there. Such a fucking horrible look, him ducking him like this. It is so sad to see. I thought Armin was fighting Hooker. Not confirmed for UFC Qatar. Only rumored to be in the works. Only rumored to be in the works. I believe that's because the UFC already had a guy in mind and they told Charles to keep quiet until then. Then how come it hasn't been announced yet, K-Dot? Like, Fiziev has been confirmed to be out of it for 2 or 3 days now. If the UFC have got somebody in mind, why are they waiting to announce it? Why not just announce it today? I mean, today was a full day at work on Monday. People forget, man. Dana said if Gamrot wrestled Hooker, he probably would have taken a vacation to Mexico. And he would have brought his wife as well. That was sexual. It was on the ass. What's up, El Bosch? Bosch. Benny versus Oliveira 2? Why the fuck not? But Beneil Dariush didn't put his hand up either. Fuck Armin. Send him to the PFL and forget. Never forget the crime against culinary arts. That is Armin's cow hoof soup. That sounds fucking disgusting. What a mess Fiziev has caused. He really has. He really has. And Fiziev has fucking gone and exposed Charles Oliveira for being a bitch. An absolute bitch to the entire MMA community. And it's kind of Fiziev's fault. You know what? Fiziev may not have... What's up, El Bosch? Ayo, how are you, mate? Fiziev may not have beaten Charles Oliveira in the cage, but Fiziev still got the win here. Because Fiziev has gone to prove that Charles Oliveira is an absolute bitch, mate. A bitch made... I thought Armin was fighting Hooker. We did that one. Thank you, Jonathan Villaphone, for the $1.50, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the $1.50. Thank you, man. Armin doesn't want the fight. Armin only wants title shot. Well, fuck Armin. He can get back in line, the dumb cunt. Damn, Dougie got 2 raids in 1 strain, one from each of the Japanese babies he boshed back in the day. Okay. Armin is looking in ridiculous shape. Give him a fight. Armin is booked in to fight at a No, he just did that one. Armin just had a grappling event this weekend. Yeah. Where are we up to? 10-gallon wiener? Disgusting. Armin doesn't want to fight. Armin does not want to fight. El Bosch has anal warts. I can tell from here. Fuck it, mate. Paddy fight Oliveira and turn around in December to fight Tabtudo. Ilya Tabtudo Abtudo. Bap, bap, bap. Paddy hasn't put his hands up to fight. Paddy's a bitch. Oh, thank you, Cheddhead, for gifting 5 gifted fucking memberships. Here we go. Western Mass got one. Ronkalo got one. 2 out of 5's not bad, Cheddarhead. Fuck yeah, mate. Good on you, Cheddarhead. Cheddar's in the chat for old Cheddarhead. Cheddars and feet. Cheesy feet in the chat for Cheddarhead. We absolutely love him. Thank you, Cheddarhead. You are a legend, man. What were we talking about? Alex, fuck it. Paddy fight Oliveira and turn around in December to fight Tabturo. All the lightweights are bitch-made uh-uhs. All of them. They're not putting their hand up to fight a chinned Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira got chinned 2 fucking months ago. Armin hasn't said shit. Gaethje hasn't said shit. Paddy hasn't said shit. Dariush hasn't said shit. BSD literally said, I'm looking at this fight. I might step in on this fight. I might step in if someone gets sick. Fiziev gets sick and BSD pulls out. They are all fucking pussies, man. Armin only wants to grapple 97-year-old Benson Henderson, man. People forget. Gamrot, where are we up to? Gamrot is a great freestyle wrestler. Excellent takedown entries. I believe only Armin matches him in the pure entries, but has 0 control. Armin takes them down and ground and pounds them to hell. Yep, that is a good read, K-Dot. That is a good read. Watch Che in his chat defend this like it's part of the storyline. Oh, yeah, Che must be fucking devastated at this. Che must be devastated because Che loves Charles Oliveira, doesn't he? Oh, I'm sorry, Che. I'm sorry. This is the universe's way of saying you shouldn't have whored out your sister. If the UFC had someone in mind, Oliveira would probably say shit like, I'd fight him if he had no better opponent. But if the UFC had someone in mind, Oliveira would probably say some shit like, I'd fight him if I had no other opponent for the camp I've had, to make it sound like he's taking the hardest fight possible. I'd fight him if I had no other opponent for the camp that I've had to make it sound like... If the UFC had someone else in mind, Oliveira would say some shit like, I'd fight him if I had no better opponent for the camp that I've had to make it sound like he's taking the hardest fight possible. Maybe Oliveira would just shut the fuck up and not do this interview instead, never hold hands. Doug, you're married, right? Only dating advice approaches first to... I am not married, Jonathan Villafone. No, I'm not married at all, mate. Any dating advice approaches first date ideas? First date ideas? Go to a gaming arcade bar. Go to an arcade bar. Go to an arcade bar. Do something. Do something. Don't sit at a table and go to a fucking cocktail bar or go to dinner or go to the movie. Don't do any of that shit. Go do something where you're interacting with each other and you're constantly teasing her. Not even a 2-game suspension, a whole season. No idea what you're talking about, Elbosh. It was right after Gamrot was told he can't slide in as the backup fighter in the title shot against Islam, and Volk had to rematch Islam on short notice instead. Dana said Gamrot needed to be more exciting. I do remember this. Yeah, I do remember this, Mr. C. Yeah, Gamrot was literally the backup fighter for a title shot, and then just got shat on instead. It's very sad to see. Poor Gamrot. I mean, not really, because I hate him. But if you're a Gamrot fan, oh my god, you must be very upset. If you're a Gamrot fan. Luckily, I'm not a Gamrot fan. I was a Charles Oliveira fan, though. That's right. Hooker turned him gay. True. Cut Gaethje to set an example. Fuck it. Yeah, cut Gaethje. Why the fuck not? RDR doesn't duck fights, at least. RDR does not duck fights. However, RDR dropped the news today that Paulo Costa wanted it at a catchweight. And at 3 rounds. And then Paulo Costa went and called the entire division pussies. Even though Paulo Costa wanted it at a catchweight and he only wanted it at 3 rounds. Fucking embarrassing. To be fair, Charles is Armin's last win. No point in giving Charles a chance of redemption. To be fair, Charles is Armin's last win. No point in giving Charles a chance of redemption. That is true. That is true. That is true. But again, Charles was just chinned 2 months ago. Like, Dana has said to Armin Tsarukyan, you need to fight one more time. You just came off a grappling match. You're fit and ready to go. Swoop in and kill Charles Oliveira off. Dougie, did you see Guru attempted to tweet to Paulo Costa, Money Moicano, and Darren Till and Paddy the Batty for a COD 2 Black Ops zombie game on stream? I did see that. It backfired massively. Till and Costa roasted him madly. Well, he's been roasting the fighters for 7 years. He can cop a bit of a roasting. This Yerp guy seems really cool. This Yerp guy seems like a fucking legend. Help me. What a legend, lad. Chad RDR, he's a real fighter. RDR is a real fighter. This Yerp guy seems like he contracted AIDS from his bus seat. I mean, he does seem like the kind of guy to get AIDS from a bus seat. Maybe he's just saying no to leverage, getting paid more. Let's relax. I don't think that's what it is, Cheddarhead. I don't think... I know you're obviously a Charles Oliveira fan and you're coping hard, Cheddarhead, but I don't think that's what this is, man. I'm sorry, brother. Ain't no way Paddy the Fatty is making weight in 2 weeks. Should be more professional to be able to. That's a good point. Yeah, Paddy is literally unable to take short notice fights. That's a good point there, Christian Grey. To be fair, Armin doesn't need to fight. His daddy is rich and he needs to learn how to be an entertaining rich Russian deuce instead of a boring one. So just cut him. Well, don't you want to see the best fighter in the world maybe just once a year? Maybe once a year in the lightweight division. Maybe we see the best fighter in the world. I don't think, again, I raged out about this earlier this year. I don't think we've seen the #1 contender challenge for the lightweight title since 2023. Maybe once in 5 years we see the lightweight division have the #1 contender fight for the... Can we maybe fix fucking lightweight for once in 5 fucking years? Maybe. Is that too much to ask for? You know, in the UFC where the best fight the best? Maybe once every 5 fucking years. The UFC lightweight division can actually have the champion fight the #1 contender one fucking time? Or is that too much to ask? Apparently it is. You're welcome, Jonathan Villafone. You're welcome, brother. Egregious water brag? Didn't even brag, mate. Didn't even brag. Gallons of water? No, no. Dating tip, wear a fedora with a feather in it. There you go. Bro just called every African poor with that water brag. Gamrot literally is the most disrespected UFC contender. Yes. Advice on how to ask out a women's MMA fighter. I need to pull Tracy Cortez at a meet and greet. Oh, you're going to need to be very rich for that. Cutting Gaethje at the end of his career would cost far more than if they let him have the title fight. Cutting Gaethje at the end of his career would cost far more. Oh, because they'd have to pay him out. Yeah, well, I mean, they can just keep offering him dog shit fights. They can just freeze him out. They just freeze him out. Like, don't cut him, but just freeze him out. Paddy X the Gorilla live stream in the streets of Liverpool incoming. Paddy versus Darren Till on the streets. I like it. Fuck it. Charles versus Ruffy. I like it too, but Ruffy hasn't put his hand up. Just some bullshit parody account is saying that. Fuck it. Oliveira versus Ferguson. One more time. Let's see if Oliveira can snap Ferguson's arm clean off this time. Cyril Gahn doesn't have real fans. His supporters are just French people that bend over for other French people. Yes. Gay French people. And John Jones fans. That's it. Guru will get shanked. What the fuck? MMA fighters are retards and too scared to actually fight each other. It's actually insane, this fucking sport. I know, Ali. It's killing me. I'm so disappointed in the UFC lightweight division. What happens if his date turns out to be trans? Leave. Get up and leave. Say, I'm sorry. I'm straight. I'm sorry. This is on me. I didn't realize that you had a penis. I wish you a wonderful life. Have a wonderful evening. Pay the bill. And then just get up and politely leave. Fucking revive me, lad. Revive me, lad. Ilya not fighting to corner his brother is such a bullshit excuse. It is simply kudos. The UFC lightweight division has really let me down. Dariush will never get a title shot, nor should he. He's not the #1 contender. How can you hate my future brother-in-law, Gamrot? His fine Polish sister will not be happy about that, but she's going to let it slide as you're the flower boy at the wedding. Well, if Gamrot ever becomes entertaining, I'll become a fan of him. The return of the rape van, exactly right. Careful there, Unk. The pacemaker can only handle so much. The pacemaker can only handle so much. I'll get through it, Justin Kennedy. Sorry. Another soy anti-boxing fan rage. Boxing is gay. Boxing is for gay people. If you enjoy boxing, you are gay. I watch combat sports where violence occurs, not people pillow fighting. It's been 2 years, Dougie. I can't care anymore. Clearly, Armin can fight if he's out. It's been 2 years, Dougie. I don't care anymore. Clearly, Armin can fight. He's out dry humping the Walking Dead. Benson Henderson, man. People forget. Benson Henderson. People forget. Armin dry humping Benson Henderson. Dougie, careful not to scream too hard or your plug will fall out. The plug is only the only thing keeping me getting through the streams. Help me. Rocking back and forth on the chair. Tell her to show her where you piss from. Oi, Tracy Cortez, show us where you piss from. Dougie flies to Kenya just to pour water on the ground in front of the villagers. No. Papua New Guinea. Cyril Gahn has a fan in me. Friendless Norseman has outed himself. It would actually break the internet with all those goose playing Zombie Black Ops 2 together. It would. It was a genius idea from Guru. Yeah, it really would. That would be really good content, but MMA fighters are retarded. Chris Monteiro versus Charles Oliveira. Chris Monteiro is booked in to fight at least one more time in the UFC. Not that he's got a fight going, but I did hear after his last fight where Wellmaker beat the shit out of him. Simon beat the shit out of him. One of them beat the shit out of him. Anyway, I did hear DC talking to Chael about how they're going to give Wellmaker another shot. What's up, Eric? Where did you go? Travis Scott playing Fortnite with Ninja has got nothing on it. Don't know the reference. The year is 2040. Gaethje, Poirier, and Oliveira and Chandler are still the top 5 of the UFC lightweight division. None of them have fought each other. Ban Eric? We should ban Eric, shouldn't we? Every time Che's sister is mentioned, the first image that appears in my brain is her boobs. She did have great tits. Boxing is gay. Lightweight can't decide who will fight Charles Oliveira. But doesn't make boxing less gay. It just makes the lightweight division as gay as boxing. That's genius right there, what I've done. What I've done is put all of that in the correct context. Boxing is gay. The UFC lightweight division is gay. The UFC flyweight division is dope as fuck. Taking on Brandon Royval, taking on Joshua Van on short notice. Ballsy as fuck. Joshua Van fighting 4 times. Ballsy as fuck. RDR, ballsy as fuck. Ballsy as absolute fuck. Tom Aspinall saying, I'm never going to mention John Jones again, and I'm just going to wipe out the entire top 10. I'm going to make a list of the entire top 10, and I'm just going to knock them all out one by one. Ballsy as fuck. This is what savagery is about. There are other divisions in the UFC, but the UFC lightweight division has gone from one of the best divisions in MMA to a PFL equivalent. And Charles Oliveira has outed himself. Look at this face. This is your GOAT? This is your GOAT, Che? Look at the face of Oliveira. He's shitting himself. This is your GOAT, Che? Oh. Kills me, man. Kills me. Oop, I'm going the wrong thing there. That goes there like that. Where's the thing? Twitter screen. Fix that. Transform. Reset the transformation. There we go. You go there like that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Where am I up to? Ban Eric? We should ban Eric. Yeah. Silence a black woman is speaking. We listen. No one's ever said that. Don't forget, Dougie Armand does less numbers than Tracy Cortez. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the numbers sometimes. April 2024 seems like a century ago. RIP Armand's title shot. It does seem like a long time ago, dude. Oliveira versus Ferguson 2. Book it now. We did joke about that earlier, Eric. Yes, rip his arm off properly. Mate, you mad ended the round before we did... What the fuck? Mate, you ended the fucking round before we did the Easter egg step. Book Wellmaker versus Frankie Edgar. There we go. Now we're talking. People forget, man. Gady versus Ward 1 was a bloody war in boxing. Nobody cares. Mate, did you just feel me? You fucking crawl. No one knows what is going on. The last time Tony won, he didn't stop winning. Let's not forget. This is true. Tony has now started a whole new arc of Misfits title defenses that will go on for another 12 years. This is why you don't let boxers into MMA. They make the division gay. It's true. Anything to do with boxing makes it instantly gay. D, we're on round 35. I can't pause it, you mad bitch. What is happening in the chat? Impression of a younger man cowering in a closet while naked. Well, you remember the story then, do you? The tasteful thickness. I wasn't cowering. I was just squatted down. Why, I don't know. We call it out when contenders are champions, when they duck and not fight each other. In boxing, that is just the norm. That is true. I mean, I guess that's why all the boxing fan, help me, isn't that worried about Charles Oliveira being a giant fucking duck. Because in boxing, they're totally used to this. Where us MMA fans, we actually expect savagery. Whereas the boxing fan, like help me, and he's Scottish, so they're ducking people all the time. They ducked all the wars. The Scots sat out of every single war in European history, hid behind a giant wall that the Romans had to build for them. That is why the Scottish boxing fan is like, so Charles Oliveira's ducking! Whatever! It doesn't matter, they all duck. They all duck, laddie. We all hide up in the Highlands, laddie. They all duck. I got caught. You got dominated. Dominated. Imagine Aspinall gets KO'd by Cyril Gahn by back of the head hammer fist. After all of this, I will end the channel. I will end the channel. It'd be cool if you were in Perth for something and also attended the UFC event and streamed there. That would be cool. That would be bloody cool, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, I've got to be in Melbourne all week. I've got a lot to do. I can't wait to rewatch Carl Fruck versus Close. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, Christian Graham. This is your GOAT. This is your GOAT. Do you have to shoot him 8 times in the leg? I don't know what the fuck you people are talking about, to be honest. Dougie taking a page from Aspinall at the local knock shop. Put 10 straw weights in line and knock them all up. See? This is... You go down to the local shop. You go, I want your smallest Asians. Put them all on a line. Dougie going to become a fan after that one he did after the DJ Aiden Blumkin. Disgusting. Justin didn't help me showing how goated it could have been if MMA fighters weren't 90% tards. Justin Kennedy and helped me showing how goated it could have been if MMA fighters weren't 90% retards. Okay. Squatting naked equals a submissive position. I don't think it was submissive. I think I was just trying to stay down and stay quiet. Charles Doodoo Bronx Oliveira should fight Grant Dawson. He should fucking fight Gamrot and see who's the better fighter. Damn, if only Super Shotgun was here to back me up. Well, you got to help me. Help me as a fan of boxing. Scots ducked behind the French for hundreds of years. I know. The Scots are one of the most cowardly groups in all of Europe. Backshot hammer fist. There you go, Eric. Charles versus Diego Lopez would be a fun fight. I would love that fight. And I really did expect this to be over with today. I thought the UFC would have fucking sorted this out today, but I do not know why they're letting this drag on. And this was a horrible, horrible interview from Charles Oliveira. Yeah, not good at all. Anyway. It's not because we like boxing. It's because we expect this from soy chinny Charles Oliveira. Yeah, that is it. That's MMA Che is going to be very, very upset by this, mate. Ever had a coffee shart at work? Ever had a coffee shart at work before? Yes, of course. Dougie loves Arctic pre-seed products at MMA. Okay, Feral Florida, man. Thank you. Making yourself as small and quiet as possible equals a submissive position. I think I was just being smart. Help me. Smart and staying away for it. True, they bravehearted so hard just to go extinct in 2 generations. Imagine just giving up your country. Embarrassing. Alex is making YouTube videos now, is doing some retarded challenges like a crazy 42-kilometer run with 0 training. Alex Pereira is making YouTube videos right now about doing some crazy run. He shouldn't be doing that. Where does Max Holloway fit into all of this? Why? Well, Max Holloway's got a broken hand, unfortunately. Never holds hands. So it can't be Max Holloway. What if Aspinall Gane is like DDP Chimaev? We will have to commit Sudoku. Yeah, it can't be. That's the thing. I mean, did you just see Aspinall's new training footage? It literally can't be like that. Aspinall has been working on his grappling so much. Aspinall will be fine. Also, did you guys see the size difference between Jake Paul and fucking Tank Davis when they did the stand-up? The face-off that they did together? Did you see the fucking size difference between them? This is honestly embarrassing for Jake Paul. Look at the fucking size difference. How is Jake Paul even trying to mean mug his way through this experience? He's such an embarrassing fucking douchebag. Jesus Christ, man. Dougie, I will not be hurt by the incorrect opinions of a man who hides naked in closet. Incoherent opinions of a man who hides naked in closets. If you put the S on it, it makes it sound like it's happened a bunch of times, help me. There was one naked closet expose. I've never seen Dougie so lost in chat before. You guys are just typing random bullshit, so I just zone out. Like, look at the shit you've been typing. Look at just the nonsense that you have been typing. You've been typing absolute fucking nonsense. So if you're going to type nonsense, I'm just not going to read you. You know the rules. We've gone over this so many times. When you type nonsense, I'm just not going to read you. Why did you say, of course, like Bane from Batman? I watched Batman over the weekend. It should be sorted by Friday, Dougie. Charles could just be being a company man, stiffing the only man to mentally, physically, and emotionally, in reality, conquer Armin, or he is just scared. This is what I thought, Friendless Norseman. If you saw my video today, I suggested Charles could have been a company man. I was with you on that Charles might have been being a company man. But now seeing Charles Oliveira do a interview where he is making up excuses, that is cope. I agree with Eric. It's cope, him being a company man. If he was being a company man, he would have just stayed in Brazil, kept going to the gym every day, and shut the fuck up. But now he's actively doing interviews complaining that Gamrot's the one that's been offered to him. Charles is a fucking duck. Chad move would have been keep plowing her as the mother busts in. That would have been the Chad move. True, help me. Everybody is scared of Gamer Gamrot. They literally are, mate. Been loving the series of Aspinall kicking influencers in the legs. It's very entertaining. Aspinall going around the world like a Russell Crowe, just kicking cunts in the leg. 7 hours ago, Alex Pereira dropped this. Oh my God. Why are Gamrot fans so obnoxious? How are they obnoxious, Feral Florida man? They're actively being ducked. That is the size difference when I mog Dougie. Eric, you're a short Mexican dude. What are you talking about? Who gives a shit? It's proven that it's an exhibition. I'm embarrassed. I've got secondhand embarrassment whenever I see Jake Paul. Because it's funny to trigger Gamrot denies. Yeah, true. He's 5'2". It is. MMA in 2030. Moreno versus MMA Joey. This is the path we're going down now at Misfits. Tank is actually bigger in comparison than I thought. I mean, Tank's forehead comes up to his nose. Didn't Askren come out and say not one person paid for his treatment? I guess Jake Paul lied. Yeah, he did say not one celebrity paid for the entire thing. Yeah, he did say that. Yes, Jake Paul does lie. Jake Paul is full of shit. Crazy how this year went so quickly. The last pay-per-view of the year is getting announced. I know, dude. We're getting so old so quickly. The year just fucking flew by. It is insane, man. Dougie, since you love Scotland so much, give us a quick summary of Macbeth by Shakespeare. Macbeth. There's a bunch of cunts in a room. They all fuck each other. And then they all stab each other to death. Macbeth by Shakespeare. A pen name for a gay person. When are they going to update shit? My God. They're never going to update shit. Where are we up to? Pretty crazy that we just did that one. Just seeing more and more things online having me feel less faithful to picking Alex versus the inbred. You shouldn't be picking Alex. There's no way Alex can win this fight. It's an unwinnable fight for him. You're welcome for all the TVs and modern medicine. Oh my God, you invented one thing. Oh my God. Scotland is the reason you all don't die in your 30s. Someone would have figured out antiseptic, mate. You think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it, raised in an Indian call center. The fame has gone to the former alcoholic's head. Jake Paul? Chris? Islam made Armin shit his way out of a title shot. If he demands a title shot next year, I'll support Turkey's decision in 1916 to 1918s towards these people. Long live Enver Pasha. What the fuck did Turkey do around that time period, the Friendless Norseman? Bro, we just fought Ilya and Islam. What the fuck do you mean, duck? Oh, Bucky, welcome to the stream. Are you still here, Bucky? Are you still here, Bucky? If you're still here, I'll bother bringing it up again. Or you can go back to the start. We've covered it pretty extensively in the stream. So if you're still here, I'm looking at the live chat. Just put your hand up or say yes. And I'll bring it back up for you once again to see Charles Oliveira ducking Gamrot. A new Charles Oliveira emoji just dropped. Help me and Justin were saying Connor and Till playing Back Ops impressions, you dingbat. Oh, is that what they were doing? I'm sorry I didn't slide straight into Conor McGregor and Darren Till playing Back Ops impressions with absolutely no setup for it. Just started spitting him out of there like an autism spigot. That's on me, Chris. Where is the music? It's a super quiet stream. The music is turned off because I was bringing up the Charles Oliveira interview. Thank you, Eric. You're the best producer in the game. Macbeth is basically the story of the Manson family. Pretty much. They all fucked each other and then they murdered each other. D, don't come in yet. I got a hot streak on the mad fool zombie of a things. There we go. Soy Macbeth gets cucked by his wife, backstabs the king, and then goes insane after cursing his own PTSD. That's what I said. They all fuck each other and then they murder each other. Actually, speaking of Macbeth, check this out, chat. Here's a fun little tidbit, chat. Check this out. William Shakespeare's Star Wars. It's the entire Star Wars movie. The first Star Wars movie written as a William Shakespeare novel. Shall we read some? Scene 4. Space aboard the Millennium Falcon. Chorus. Mos Eisley now is left behind at last, while newer scenes come into view space. As Han's Millennium Falcon flies far and fast, the action of our play moves to space. Enter Chewbacca and Han Solo in ship. How's that, Chatterton? Didn't fucking expect that, did you, chat? Where am I up to? Don't spoil it. Sorry, Mr. C. I've got an idea. their new Florida man, we reenact the Joker pool cue scene with top 5 lightweights to decide who gets the title shot. I like that a lot. We drive the fucking pool cue. No, the pool cue scene is where he snaps it and lets it go. I like that a lot. I thought you meant the pencil scene. We just pencil Justin Gaethje. I'm picturing me saying, do you feel in charge now, while mogging over Dougie? I am bigger than most of you, mate. Imagine Werner and McKenzie go 5 rounds and it's not eventful, and then Tom just sparks out Garn in 20 seconds. That would be fucking great. If Tom could spark out Garn in 20 seconds, that would make up for it. It would be like the opposite of Rosa Esparza 2, because Chandler kicked Tony Ferguson in the face and the entire place was fucking loving life. Loving life. Everyone was loving the UFC. And then Rosa Esparza 2 happened and we all wanted to kill ourselves. Someone might have, but guess who did? A Scotsman, laddie. A Scotsman came up with antiseptic, laddie. Tank Davis is just getting that massive paycheck and dipping back into the hood to assault more baby mamas. There was a lot of that going on at the pre-fight press conference. A lot of talk about the baby mamas that he was assaulting. Very true. I gotta catch up. Holy shit, I'm so far behind, guys. Let me catch up. I'm putting my house on Thick Boy Dougie. Talk me out of it. Put it all on Thick Boy Showbiz. Do it, mate. I can't tell you not to. Former Mexican, there we go. I'd love to see what innovations Australia's ever made. Literally satellites and solar panels, mate. Baltimore seems more beautiful and such chill people. Baltimore seems wonderful, like Chicago. I understand why Russia invaded Georgia. I get it now. Fuck them up. Turkey biddied Armenia. Disgusting. The Armenian relocation program. Serbia did the same thing in the 90s. I feel like Garn knows it, and he's out of his heart. I feel like Garn knows it in his heart that Tom is going to knock him out. It's just worth risking your life for that belt. I think it's worth risking your life for that belt. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think Cyril Garn knows that his end is near, Mitch. Yeah. Whereas music, we just did that one. If the Armenian genocide didn't happen, neither did the... Okay, we're not reading that one out. Autism Spigot is a great band name. It is. I like calling you guys my special little Autism Spigot. Doug, you do an impression of Oliveira and Gamrot calling each other Kulon, 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 Kulon. Let's keep going. Alex Pereira is the former alcoholic. There we go. Thank you. He was a former alcoholic. True. Both happened. Just not allowed to say the... Okay. Dougie is a former... No. He loves the fame and women too much to stay on top. Still, in my opinion. He loves the fame and women too much to stay on top. Alex Pereira, I agree with that. Yeah, I think he enjoys being famous more than he enjoys... Well, I think you're right. I think what you've said is correct there. Yeah, he's being the champ, the celebrity champ too much. Read the whole fucking book? Absolutely not. That video of him smelling Nina's feet got me close to switching sides. That should be your red flag. Yeah. The Falcon. Oh my god, Shakespeare Star Wars Dougie is a secret nerd. Laugh at him, read while he reads the fan fiction. No, someone got it for me for my birthday because I used to be a Star Wars fan. And it's still on my bookshelf, mate. Still on me bloody bookshelf. William Shakespeare's Poetry at the Beach with a Wine. Now that is a fucking member stream, Cheddarhead. That is a member stream. There we go. Hold on, don't spoil it. There we go. My Struggle, written by William Shakespeare. That would be a good one. Dougie is a theater kid? No, someone bought it for me, but I just said that. Dougie was definitely a theater kid. That's why he's got into the streaming stuff. I was not a theater kid. No, I was not a theater kid. No. How are you, Paul? Good to see you, mate. This is going to be a bit. You have been forgiven. Just get this. Why are you gay clip? The Why Are You Gay clip is loaded up and ready to go again. It's ready to bring it back in. I really feel like Tom is going to test his 1-2, and if he doesn't immediately knock out Garn, he's just going to duck under the first thing Garn throws and take him down for a quick submission. I completely agree with you, Alpeg. There has been new training footage coming out of Tom Aspinall rolling his submission attempts. So, Alpeg, I don't know if you've seen that footage too, but you and I are on the exact same page. Yes, we are, sir. We will get revenge for D-Day. You will never get revenge for what I did to Eden. Solitaire and satellites and solar panels are destroying the planet. So, it's going to blow up anyway, mate. The planet's got a time limit. I'll sum it all up. While Gamrot is not as boring as Evloev is unbeaten. Gamrot is both boring and likely to lose. I guess you're talking about Charles Oliveira ducking Mateus Gamrot. Gamrot is not as boring as Evloev. This is true. Evloev is unbeaten. Yep, Gamrot is both boring and likely to lose. If Gamrot is so likely to lose, Daniel, why the fuck is Charles Oliveira ducking him so hard, brother? That's badass. How much you cope that book for? That's badass. How much did you cop that book for? I got it. It was a birthday present. Australians created satellites, but they got the crappy reception in the world. Let that make sense. Well, our government is corrupt. That is how that works. Yes. Former Mexican versus former alcoholic. Who wins? A former Mexican. Didn't Australian scientists invent Wi-Fi in 1996? No, I thought the DARPA invented Wi-Fi. Maybe they invented the internet. Did Australians invent Wi-Fi? Yes, a team of scientists in Australia invented the technology known as the modern Wi-Fi local. Now, there you go. Fucking suck on that. Help me. We invented the very reason we can talk to each other. You think Alex bummed that OnlyFan girl? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think she graped her? Do I think he graped her? No. No, I do not. I think she created that story to get internet clout. But yes, I do think Alex fucked her in the ass. Absolutely. But I believe it was a consensual ass fucking. Yes. So Australians invented Wi-Fi, but got the crappiest Wi-Fi. Let that make sense. Yeah, well, because our government is very corrupt. Georgia versus Armenia. Which is the better shithole? Which one's Christian? Whichever one's Christian is the better shithole. They actually better not let Chandler hog the White House. Only 2 wins in the UFC. I don't think they'll let him hog it. I think, well, fuck. This is what we were talking about yesterday, wasn't it, Mitch? If it's Conor McGregor, it'll have to be a co-main event, which still isn't hogging it. Or a main event. Conor has not had anything less than a main event since the fucking Mendez fight. And even then, Robbie Lawler and the Red Prince were a higher weight class, and even they went after Conor. Crazy. They might actually make Conor McGregor versus Chandler the main event and have a separate title fight underneath it. Which is wild, dude. How are you, Carpathius? Good to see you, mate. Corruption. Absolute corruption. Pretty sure America invented everything? No. No. Michael Chandler is perfect for the White House because they are what Trump is. Ameliorate. Yeah, that's a good Florida man's onto something here. Badass birthday gift? I thought it was a decent birthday gift, yeah. 5 billion. Do I remember who gave it to me? Who gave it to me? Did they write in the case? No. Probably my mum. My mum always used to get me Star Wars stuff. Probably my mum. If I had to guess who gave me this, I would guess it would be my mother. $5 billion to Israel. $5 billion. We're going to do a UFC White House card. All the proceeds are going to go to Israel. Every single dollar. They're all going to Israel. Oh shit, let me be the first to bring back with a Lenny-like comment. Oh yeah, we can load it back up. We can load in the why are you gay? Media source. Gay.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
It's back. All right, where are we up to? Why is it so... I think I gotta do it like that.
Why are you gay?
There we go.
You are gay.
It's back.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
This off stream. Fuck, it's loud, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Why is it so... I can see it redlining. Holy shit. Why is it so loud? Oh my god. I'll have to tweak that. That video. I know. I just noticed that. What's up, John Boy Ice? How are you, dude? I noticed that. I got to. Why is that so loud? Hang on. Let me tone it down a bit. There we go. How about this?
Why are you gay?
Hey, that's better, chat.
You are gay.
We're back. Old chat's back, and it's the new chat. Yes, you love to see it. Where am I up to? You don't know your own country? I'm Serbian. No way he said my name. The therapist? He did. Yeah, but what did Serbia create other than nail clip? What did Serbia... Nikola Tesla? The end of Muslims in Kosovo. Dougie, what part of the human centipede would you pick if you... Okay. Seems like... Okay. I'd obviously be the face of the centipede. Armenia is 98% Christian and Georgia is 87% Christian. Armenia then. Connor will forever be a main event. I think he will chat ahead. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, dude. Yeah. The font would low-key be enjoyable. The front would be enjoyable. Oh, the centipede? Yeah, that'd be good. Time to invent a new belt? Exactly. The Conor McGregor belt. Aussies at least invented Wi-Fi. At least we invented Wi-Fi. Better than anything Scotland's ever invented. What? Alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. Like, Scotland are like, we invented antiseptic. No, you made scotch too strong. That's what you did. You didn't invent antiseptic. You just made scotch stronger than it needed to be. We all know what you did, Scotland. Conor versus Holloway for the BMF title, but also Chandler has to watch. Conor versus Holloway for the BMF title, but Chandler has to watch. Sounds like something he would enjoy. He would have Ian Gary around his arms while he does it. I like that. Who invented butt screwing? The Scots. Australians created Wi-Fi and satellites, but got the crappiest reception in the world. Make it make sense. You've said it 3 times, Feral Florida Man, and I've told you every single time. Corruption. Not great. Hospital with my mum. Oh, shit, Carpathiest. Well, I hope that everything gets better. Positive thoughts, mate. Positive thoughts. That video clip made me... Yeah, sorry about that. Off topic, Dougie. Do Australians use the bidet or toilet paper? Toilet paper, mate. Only took you 7 months. Well, we were having computer issues, Eric. And now we've got a new computer. And notice how everything's fucking amazing now. The lighting's great. I've got a fun new hat. We've got things down the bottom. I mean, what do you... I mean, fucking Jesus, Eric. You know, I got a new microphone. You know, Eric, just give it time. I said you had to wait till August. And we waited till August, and now look, the channel's great. But it's also dead at the same time. Too late. It's September. Shut up. September, August, same thing. All the neighbors wondering what I'm watching. Wait, are you gay? Who is Tapuria fighting next? And do you like Bryce Mitchell? Ooh, question. Ilya Tapturo will probably fight Justin Gaethje next because it's a nice little holding pay-per-view to show off Ilya Tapuria to the new Paramount audience in January, while we wait to see what happens with Islam Makhachev. And do I like Bryce Mitchell? Hell yeah, brother. You gotta use that discernment. Benjamin Franklin is better than Tesla. Benjamin Franklin literally murdered an elephant trying to be better than Tesla, and he couldn't do it. Dougie is Serbian when Australia is bad, but Australia where Australian is good. Yes. A Serbian film, another great Serbian invention. Yep, Serbian snuff film. There you go. What's up, Wixon? How are you, dude? The Scots invented antiseptic. When I drank straight whiskey, I didn't seem to get a sore throat. Exactly. I drank the straight whiskey, laddie. I didn't have a sore throat, laddie. What is this? It's a great cleaner, laddie. How you going? I'm tired. I think she definitely took it in the bum by Alex Pereira. I was even too hardcore for OnlyFans slot to not have him take her out for dinner. But he goes to her, and Shorty BFF told her to get that bag. That is just my opinion. I completely agree with you, Christian Grey. Yep. Dougie got a hat. Exactly, got a new hat. Dougie shave your beard? No. No. I look like a little boy without my beard. Almost October, and we got it all sorted out. Didn't we, Eric? We got it all sorted out. Just right in time. I said wait till October. I said wait till early October. Ima Katura is the greatest Serbian film. Serbian, there we go. Tapuria versus Paddy Pimblett, main event, January 2026. I don't think so. I don't think that's what's going to happen, mate. She probably thought she was going to be the new girlfriend and start getting fame and mullah and just got bummed instead. Yes, many an OnlyFans whore has fallen to that exact game plan. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. You got to use yourself some discernment. Subscribe. Well, thank you so much, John Boy Ice. Welcome to the channel. I make a video all the time. I go live nearly every single day, pretty much every day. And we do awesome shit on the live stream. Like, who has the best resume in MMA? It's JDS. It's a good time. All he said before and after was Sharma, not even thanks. That's what I would say. Hello, Tide. I'm the new rapist. Hello, rapist. Taptudo, bro. Taptudo, bro. I'm only here for Dougie's new fun hat. Yeah, and look at it. It's got a little Be Quiet on it. What a fun hat I've got. Serbia invented degeneracy? No, we're Orthodox. Where can I watch an illegal underground Serbian film? Alex has a bigger ass than... Oh, okay. Tapuria is the greatest of all time? No, he's not the greatest of all time. He can be. He absolutely is in the right setup to become the greatest of all time. But no, you're not the greatest of all time for knocking out Charles Oliveira and Volk after he's just been knocked out. Knocking out Max Holloway is very good. Going 16-0 in the UFC is very good. He's definitely set up to become... Winning 2 belts is very good. He's definitely set up to be on the track. He's on the train tracks of becoming the greatest of all time. But no, this is not a Lucas Tracy stream, John Boy Ice. We remember things from before a year ago. It was supposed to be an MMA stream. Now it's My Country is Better stream. That's what MMA streams usually descend into, Nitro. Especially once you've covered the main topic of the day. Notice nothing else has happened today, Nitro, except Charles Oliveira has been caught ducking Gamrot. That's the only thing that happened today. That's all the MMA news of the day. And we could start a tier list, but I'm going to get out of here because it's been an hour. So that's pretty much the end of the stream. You know? I hate to tell everyone, but we're pretty much at the end of the stream. You know? Dougie, you know who produces the most corn in Europe? Probably the Scottish. I think it's Paddy next. Wait, where am I up to? Tapuria is overrated. Tapuria is not overrated. Tapuria is very fun. Well, for the guys who say that Tapuria is the greatest of all time, Tapuria might be overrated. But to normal people who can just understand Tapuria for what he is, he's pretty good. What's up, Tuvi? New subscriber, first time I've joined in. Oh, well, welcome to Tanvi. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. My name is Dougie. I make MMA content every single day of the week, and I go live all the time. It's a good time. I think Paddy is next, then Islam, then retire. I think Paddy is next, then Islam, then retirement. Okay, I could see them doing Paddy next. I could. I just think the way that the UFC organize things, they're going to do Gaethje as a placeholder, and because Gaethje's a nice, easy win for Tabturo. Doug, you know who produces it? We just did that one. We knew you had a kipper hidden under your new hat. I don't have a kipper under the hat. If he beats Islam, is he immediately goated? True. No. 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 If he beats Islam, he's not immediately goated. No. 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 GSP came back and beat the champion of the guy a division above him. He wasn't immediately goated. John Jones beat the champion of a division above him. John Jones beat Cyril Gane. He's not immediately goated. Well, John Jones is a bad example because John Jones is kind of goated. But Conor McGregor isn't immediately goated. Conor McGregor moved up and beat Audi Alvarez, who's a champ. No. No. Dougie, could you do that to Charles? Luke A is fighting. Dougie, how could you do that to... What have I done to Charles Oliveira? I haven't done shit to Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira did this to himself. Yeah, Wixon, you weren't here at the start of the stream. Charles Oliveira released an interview where he's literally ducking Gamrot. Word for word, he's ducking Gamrot. I haven't done shit to Charles Oliveira. This is Charles Oliveira saying, it's 2 weeks notice and I have to change my entire game plan. It's very complicated. I don't want to change my entire game plan. I don't want to be taken off the card. I've asked to be on this card. I've been training crazy for it. But in reality, you have to understand, if they offer me someone who nobody knows, how am I meant to fight him? He's literally ducking Gamrot on YouTube. I'm not making this shit up. Oh shit, is that gonna happen every time? I'm not making this shit up. That's Charles Oliveira is ducking Gamrot. Charles is ducking Gamrot. Are we watching the same sport? Oh, yes, we are. I've wondered this, is everyone blind to how good Tapuria is? Blinded by how... I like Tapuria. I'm a big fan of Tapuria. I'm a massive fan of Tapuria. He's not the GOAT. He's not going to become the GOAT. People forget, man. Henry Ford inspired the great the great Austrian painter. He did. Rate this weekend's co-main from 0 to 10. Tougher? 0. End it if you hate us. I don't hate you guys. You know I don't hate you guys. Tavani sounds Indian. No, Tavani's a legend. No, it's Hungary because they're hungry for Coochie. There you go. If he beats Islam for welterweight champ, is he goated? Undefeated triple champ. If you disagree, you're wrong. If he beats Islam at welterweight, that is goated. That is goated, yes. Fake subtitles? Sure, Cheddhead's goofing so hard. I'm so sorry, Cheddhead. I'm so sorry, dude. Oh, Cheddhead. Oh, Cheddhead and Shay are sitting in the corner right now like, no. No, Oliveira, no. Oh, man. I get it, dude. I'd feel the same way. Dude, if fucking Tom Aspinall and JDM started ducking cunts and Volk started ducking people... I'd feel the same way, man. You know, like, I am a Robert Whittaker fan, and Robert Whittaker asks for Hamzat Chimaev, not once, but twice. You know, this is what it's like being a fan of Chads. That's just me, though. I'm just a fan of Chads. You know, but if you're going to be a fan of Oliveira... I mean, look at his face. Look at Oliveira's face. He's literally begging to not take the fight. Look at Oliveira. He actually looks... It's so crazy to see Oliveira look scared in 380p. But you can see Oliveira look scared in 380p. Oh. Man, that's why you got to be a fan of Chads. You know? That's what, like me, be a fan of Chads. I don't think you can judge GOAT status till the career is over. Unfair to put someone in GOAT when you haven't seen the last part of their career. Yeah, that's a good point, Alpeg, because everyone will fucking laugh at Anderson Silva and DJ Penn and Tony Ferguson. And, you know, everyone will laugh at them. So yeah, you have to see how a career finishes. Why do you always say the first 2 words of a comment and then restart and say the entire comment? It helps with my dyslexia, chihuahuas. I get a rolling start and then I reassess and I go again. Everyone ducks Gamrot. Everyone does duck Gamrot. That is true. I can't believe Charlie has said that. It's fake propaganda. You, Cheddarhead, and Che. Charles is ducking Gamrot. Why are you gay? Exactly. It works out perfectly, Tavini. Charles is the closet. There you go. Yeah, as always, she was diagnosed 2 years ago. It's the first big scare since. She was diagnosed 2 years ago, and that was the first big scare since. Well, I hope... prayers, Capatheist. Straight up. I know you're atheist, but still on my end, nothing but prayers, man. Wish me luck, my first driving lesson in the city today. Good luck, Christian Grey. Good luck, man. Thoughts on the Brazilians sucking at fighting now? I mean, one day it's going to happen to the Australians, but Brazilians and Americans essentially started, you know, UFC MMA, because technically it was the Japanese that started it. But Brazilians and Americans started UFC, and look, it took 35 years, and now all the Brazilians are losing their main events, and Charles Oliveira is a giant duck, and the only chance of becoming a champion the USA has is Sean Brady. So, you know, it's been 35 years and the rest of the world is caught up, and the meta has absolutely... That's a video idea. Genius. Staying positive is all that can be done. Exactly right, Capatheus. Exactly right, brother. Dougie hates India. I do not hate Indians or Tabturo. Fuck off, you duffer. Sorry to drop that, then disappear. Got a call. You're all good, Capatheus. Sorry, man. You're probably not even going to hear me saying this then. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. He looks big-eyed. He does look big-eyed, doesn't he? Hatless Dougie is a marauder. True. Oliveira has concussion fetish. He doesn't want to be raped by the same Polish dude. He wants his jaw broken by Chads. Now, that is a new level of cope that I like from the Charles Oliveira fans. No! He's not ducking Gamrot. He wants to be hurt. He's a sadist. I don't know how Joey has so many subs. It's sub-botting. No! Joey has a very specific strategy to get subs, which I could employ to get subs, but I don't want to be a fake-ass bitch. So I'm just going to keep being myself. And if most of MMA doesn't like my channel, I don't give a fuck. At least that way I can still enjoy my hobby, which is coming home from work and talking about MMA with you guys, rather than pandering to the Muslims. What? Fair enough. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, it's not what you're thinking. Of course. The Charles hate hurts my heart, but I tolerate it. Plus the dyslexia makes sense with how you pronounce my name, though. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you are new here, so welcome. I am dyslexic. Why I decided to be a streamer where I have to read out chats, I don't know, but here we are. And I'm not hating on Charles. Well, I guess I am hating on Charles Oliveira, but it's playful. You know, it's playful fun. I'm shocked. I didn't expect to see Charles Oliveira ducking Gamrot. You will never forget... I will never forget when you picked Ikram over Whitaker. I never picked Ikram over Whitaker. Thank you, not the aim, bro. Whitaker is in a Netflix show. He is going to be in a Netflix show. This is true. Only beacon of hope for Brazil is Johnny fucking Walker. That is true. Jesus God. I remember your brother was on stream and I brought it up and he considered disowning you. I never picked Ikram over Whitaker. Thank you. Joey looks so gross. I can't take him seriously. I just think about how gross he looks. I like you, John Boy Ice. Now we can agree on this. Joey is disgusting. Sada, you do not hate us. I don't hate Indians. I don't hate Indians. He looks unhappy. Pray for Joey. I like you, John Boyos. I know who produces the most corn in Europe. Germany. Why are you saying it like that, Capatheist? Like it's play for fun. Someone play the "Why Are You Gay" clip. Yeah, it's just playful fun.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
It's good to have it back, isn't it? Why do I get the feeling that Whittaker acting chops are going to be shit out? I don't think it's an acting show. I think it's like a reality TV show where they have a bunch of athletes from around the world. I don't think it's an acting show. Because they got Manny Pacquiao on it. And it's called like Fight 100 or something. I think it's a reality TV show. Dougie, have you ever used a prostitution service? No, never. I'm just being very lucky. I've just been very lucky. I'm very lucky. I know how to banter though. You know what I mean? I remember when Oliveira cut himself over the eye to pull out of the Islam rematch. I remember, and people laughed at me because I was doing the live stream back then. I remember Chael Sonnen saying for months and months, and we'll end on this. We'll wrap up the stream here. It's been a good stream. It's been an hour 15. For months and months and months, I remember Chael Sonnen consistently saying again and again and again that there is no way Charles Oliveira is going to fight Islam Makhachev because Charles Oliveira has been very clear about how he doesn't want to fight Islam Makhachev. And then lo and behold, 11 days before the Islam Makhachev fight, Charles Oliveira just happens to get a giant cut over his eyebrow and can't do the fight. And I was sort of like, is Chael Sonnen right? Like, is Chael Sonnen, you know, a broken clock? Is he actually right about this time? And people were giving me a lot of shit in the stream. But you add this onto, you add what is happening now. You add what is happening now onto that as well. With Charles Oliveira openly ducking Gamrot. Maybe Chael was right. Maybe the cut was on purpose. I understand now. Oliveira is the reason Volk got KO'd by Islam. That's what I'm not hating Oliveira. We're just speaking factually. These are just the facts. All right, that's it, chat. Good stream today. Good stream. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Welcome to Tanvi. And welcome to John Boy Ice, the two newest members of the stream. I go live around this time an hour before this, maybe 2 hours before this every single day. And we talk MMA and make MMA videos about 12 hours after this time as well. So that's my usual schedule. But to all the regulars that have been here, to the Erics and the Mr. C's and the Alpegs and the Cheddarheads and the Wixons and the Bilal's Good Eyes and the Christian Greys and all the bloody, and Paul and Daniel and Nitro Gaming and all the bloody legends. I appreciate it. And Mitch, Big Mitch and Showbiz Stories. All the bloody legends. I appreciate you guys so much. So if you are in America and Canada, you have yourselves a great bloody night. If you are in Europe, you have yourselves a great day. And if you are in Australia up at the Big Bull, you have yourselves a great afternoon. And I'll see you all tomorrow. See you guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you tomorrow.